need to get one of these arms for home.
Brother,
For myself.
I can hear the.
I heard the squeak of the spring.
I would get a new one.
And I think I got it. I think I got it on recording as well.
Oh my god!
You
Blooper
It
heard
was
reel.
it.
very echoey.
Blooper reel. That's what you should have. Blooper reel.
Definitely
This is the first episode. We don't need a blooper reel just yet.
this equipment is worked in and ready to go.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Live from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. It is January 15th, 2022. 3:34 p.m., 23 degrees, very, very cold out there. Hope you brought your jacket. This is Land of the Lost, featuring your hosts, Carl Wydra,
Hey, what's going on?
Calvin Scanish, and he's writing his book.
Wonderful.
And of
Thank
course,
God we have video.
last but not least, Mike Stokes. This is Land of the Lost, where we talk about all things technology, video games, and more.
All right, so I guess we could just get started then.
Absolutely. All right.
And we don't even have to use that intro. You could record the intro separately. You know
Oh,
that,
cool.
right?
That's true. That's true.
And I could just slam it on to the
Technology.
end here.
Cool.
So we're good.
Just
We
one
can
and
record
done.
a whole
Exactly.
new video and it'll look like we're
We didn't even
dubbed
have to do an
over
intro to that. We
ourselves.
could have just hit record and started talking
Cool.
and recorded the intro and outro later.
We can save that for later.
do both.
We could still do the outro later. I mean, it's 3:30 and we're just getting started.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got some time. We got some
Okay.
time. Let's see what we can do.
So here we are. Day
Yeah.
one.
What do you guys? First of all, what do you guys think of the studio?
This is pretty impressive. I really like this.
Yeah, we're Connecticut School Broadcasting at Cherry Hill. It's awesome. I'm probably gonna wind up uploading that promo video to YouTube.
No, why not? Show the place around.
Yeah, seriously.
I love how it has the soundproof styrofoam, but cut out and.
But
put
I will
up
tell
like
you,
art.
it's not nearly enough.
Oh no, that's like art. It's not. That's not for soundproofing. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you soundproof, you know.
We could bring in our own soundproofing.
I guess it helps with echoes.
It would have to
yeah.
be more than that 3'3" piece of whatever
Cloth.
that is.
Styrofoam.
Yeah, the styrofoam.
definitely-
It's not. It's not even styrofoam.
Wall to wall.
Yeah, we'll just need to completely cover the walls.
All right, so we have a couple of games to go over today, as well as a few other things. Carl, would you prefer to start with the console, PC, or the mobile?
Okay, let's go with PC first.
Go with the PC first. All right, I'll let you take lead on that one. What do we got?
Well, I mean, I kind of thought you had stuff to go.
Oh, I
off
got
of.
plenty of stuff.
I mean, if you want to start, go for it.
PC is great.
so I'm actually
PC
gonna hit.
Master Race.
I'm actually gonna hit this console and PC simultaneously,
Go for
as
it.
this game has. It's definitely brought a bit of controversy, a bit of mixed reviews. I know people that hate it and love it, and that is last year's release of Battlefield 2042.
Oh,
Good
boy.
lord.
Yeah, everybody hits the good Lord. Meanwhile, I'm
Yeah.
over here like, yay.
Secretly loving it, and the rest of us are just like, good God.
After 10 more patches, I will get it.
I don't think I'll ever buy it because I don't want just multiplayer. I want to have a story, and they're just not. They're not giving it to us anymore, and it's frustrating.
That's fair.
It-
Personally,
let me tell you. Let me put
Go
it to
ahead.
you this way: it's not creative what they're doing. You know what it is? It's lazy. Because they're putting in such little effort to this, and they're just shoving it out the door, like
It was a bit rushed.
a bit.
yeah, it was a little bit rushed. I will say, the 3 big patches that they've had recently have fixed the gameplay, but that is just scratching the surface.
Yeah, there's.
It's fun, but it's a little missing something.
But it's a typical EA game, which is incredibly broken. Even with the patches, it's still broken because it's E EA.
Still told it's a lot of fun, though. That it's a lot of fun, even with some of the glitches. Once again, I can't. From a gameplay,
I'd
I
rather
can't
play
handle
Battlefield
that.
5.
From I thought I lost my audio there for a second.
But
Oh, you're good.
I definitely want to pick it up as soon as I feel like it's at the level like a No Man's Sky was after they fixed it. And,
Dude, I love No Man's Sky.
yep. But when it
I
came
love
out, it
No
was
Man's Sky.
literal unplayable trash.
Yeah,
It was
that's true.
pretty much unplayable.
Yeah, on launch it was definitely really rough.
I actually watched
and
a video documentary on that recently. That was like an hour long.
On Battlefield or No Man's Sky?
On No Man's Sky.
It's hopefully the same thing happens with Battlefield 42, and they get to the level where everything plays out like perfect, and you can get those. What is it? 128 versus 128. Is that the big one?
That's
No, I think it's 128 total, isn't it?
it's 128 in
So
total.
64, 64,
64.
which is ridiculous.
The next gen has that. Next gen and PC both have that. Anybody on Xbox One or PS4, they have just a standard 32 versus 32. I've actually been told that.
Well, I think that's just on previous gen, right? Like
yeah, no,
next
that's what I'm
gen-
saying. Like previous gen has 32 versus 32, but the next gen and PC have 64 versus 64, and I've actually been told it's total chaos.
So
I bet.
the new Xbox, PlayStation 5, and PC can all play it at the highest level. But yeah, that's where I've heard the problems come, is just crazy glitches happening mid gameplay and multiplayer. That's not
I
a
like
good
the
time.
weather systems though.
The weather
systems
system,
is
yeah.
a nice touch.
The weather system, absolutely.
Just Cause 4 tried to do that, and Just Cause 4, I played it. It's really boring, and
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult to figure out how to play.
Does Just Cause 4 have multiplayer?
4 tried to be
I don't think it does.
too hard, I think.
I mean, you can minimize that, and you
Maybe.
can go on the internet. And
Maybe
look it
that's why it's boring.
up. You can go on the internet and look it up. I mean, you can use the computer, dude.
I know.
I'd say Battlefield 3 was really, really good.
Battlefield 3 was probably the best one.
Probably one of the best, yeah, easily.
A lot of people might argue Bad Company 2, and I know where they're coming from with that, because Bad Company 2 is awesome.
I came in on Battlefield 3, actually, so 2011 is when I started playing.
Same here. I came in on Battlefield 3, and then I went back and played Bad Company 2.
I actually never
Because
went
it was
back
cheap.
that far.
It was like $7, so I got it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get this for nothing, and I'm going to play it.
Nope.
That's how you do it.
No multiplayer. Just Cause 4.
Yeah, I was hoping they might like add co-op or something, but this isn't Far Cry.
They said they were.
Speaking
it was
of Far
possible
Cry,
they were gonna
I
do
played
it,
Far
but
Cry
no.
6 recently.
How was that?
And I feel like it's going back to the formula of what Far Cry 3 and 4 did, which is good, because a lot of people think that Ubisoft is running out of ideas in that regard, but the story is pretty good
No,
so
it's-
far. Anyway, I haven't beaten it yet.
Those
but-
are probably the best open world story games
And the
coming out
graphics
right
are
now.
crazy.
With like, besides like maybe some type of Bethesda title or
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
you
Speak- something
Speaking
big.
of the consoles, would you consider this current gen now, or are we still saying next gen because of the shortage and the lack of people that actually have those
lack
consoles?
of content also.
So, not only do you have a problem
It's
with
not even lack
the...
of content.
The PS5
There's
has
plenty
how
of
many
next gens.
exclusives
Yeah.
though? They only have a handful of PS5. The Xbox is killing it. They have far more.
Well, it's because they just dropped Halo Infinite, which my theory is Halo Infinite is going to be episodic, a lot like Hitman.
Yeah.
And they're just going to release separate story DLC packs along the way, because they did say this was the Halo that would serve us for the next decade.
Yeah, so
So
there
there has to be something
Oh,
there. There
for
has
sure.
to be, because if there isn't, that's not okay.
Expansions and DLC is what they're looking at then. I would say, you know what, for the... I still call it the new gen because I'm not even on it yet, and I know a bunch of people with this pandemic that aren't on it yet. Simultaneously, there are some people that have it. Although it's weird because Xbox seems to have more content as of right now, but I don't know anybody who's picked up the new Xbox. Besides you.
I have one.
Besides
actually
you is
managed
what I'm
to
saying.
snag
No,
one.
I have a one. I have an Xbox One.
Same here,
I have a Switch, and
I
I,
still
have a
have mine.
PC.
and it still works.
Switch. I have the newest gen in Nintendo. Still just a Switch.
I don't.
5 years.
I don't
old.
know how I feel about the Switch, to be honest with you.
The Switch is the best worst console ever made, pretty much. It's
Why do you say that?
because the level it was released was so far behind still in graphics and CPU and the speed and everything, but
But it can play Skyrim.
The content though is greater than the other two combined because of all of the stuff that you get for from, like you said, you can play like the most random stuff. You can play Minecraft on a Switch Lite on like a realm. Just walk around.
Yeah.
And just the variety. And then you have obviously all the Nintendo stuff that it doesn't matter if it doesn't look that good. It's Nintendo, so it can be trash, and everyone's gonna play it.
I don't know how much Nintendo's gonna like that.
Well,
Sorry, Nintendo.
yeah, they know what they do.
It's
they
the
don't,
truth.
and they don't care if anybody cares either.
It's the
They're
truth.
just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You know, it's a shame because, you know, you have people that want to do mods. Modding's bigger than ever now, and I've been hearing some very interesting stories about Nintendo blacklisting any and all modding.
Did you hear anything about what Rockstar was doing?
I have not.
Rockstar was going after modders hard recently, and they just don't want it because they're losing money.
Yeah,
They want to be able to monetize everything.
They want
and
you-
if they can't
you to buy the mod
monetize
from
it, they don't
them.
want it.
yeah, they want to.
And that's why I think Rockstar's going to go the way of EA. They're going to turn into another evil powerhouse because Dan Houser, both the Houser brothers and Laszlo left.
Well, let me ask you this.
When I heard Laszlo was leaving, he was the last guy that had anything to do with the original ones.
Right. But let me ask you this. Modding is a form of affection for the game in question, correct?
Yeah. You could look at Skyrim and Fallout 4 for that.
Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing what people do.
Even though there was a little bit of
You know,
there was a little bit of moneyness going on with the anniversary edition and all that. And
there's a
breaking
difference
mods and
between
stuff.
right. There's a difference between mods that break the game and mods that enhance the game. For example, I can only speak for the PlayStation version because I haven't tried to mod on the PC just yet. But in Fallout 4's case, I know the PS4 has scrapped that settlement, which actually fixes the issue of not being able to place things correctly because of the different items in the game. Like, for example, if you have a stack of floor tiles on the floor and you want to place a couch, your couch is actually going to float a couple inches off the ground because it's on that item, not the actual ground. And that scrap that settlement allows you to get rid of that, get rid of leaves, get rid of overgrown grass, trying to, clean it up a little
I wonder
bit.
if Xbox has that because I kind of need that.
a lot of issues playing that game with placing stuff and like trying to get it perfect and lined up and.
Yeah, so something like that is excellent because if you have OCD playing these games like I do, then you want to get that mod. Simultaneously, PC has I was looking at like clone trooper mods, like armor that you can give like Star Wars clone trooper armor that you can give like your settlers.
There's Halo mods too.
Oh
There's
my God.
Project Helljumper
It's amazing.
Oh,
and
there's
Misery
a
Armory.
ton of mods.
Misery Armory. Although they do need to fix Misery Armory because of the textures. The textures are all fucky. They're like all like black and stuff, but it adds UNSC weapons into it. Like it adds Project Helljumper adds 2 workbenches, or no, I think it's like 4 or 5 workbenches to make ammo,
wow.
to make armor. You can have ODST armor. You can have Halo Combat Evolved Marine armor, which is a little weird in those kinds of graphics because the low poly
ODST.
stuff of 2001 kind of doesn't translate to now, but it looks kind of cool, but it's also very blocky.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm in a couple of Fallout different Fallout groups. Some of them memes groups, some of them are
I'm
fan
in like
groups.
2 of them, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I love seeing when the PC people bring in their mods and they show me like they're using like M4s and shit. I'm like, that's so immersive. It's so different. It's so cool to see something new in a game that you appreciate so much.
There's also a lot of janky weapon mods too that I found.
Yeah,
Like some of the larger weapon packs are
But
kind
if
of
it works-
low effort.
right. But if it's one that works and it works well, I think it's impressive. It's a nice visual change from the standard loadouts that you would have.
Yeah, they basically literally added their own mods as part of the game. Like the whole
Creation
robot
Club?
and they creating robots and
Automatron. I was one of those.
that
people
is
that
literally a
loved
mod
Automatron
added as
That was a good
DLC.
one.
because
just so you could do stuff.
You could just mix and match everything.
It was pretty fun.
I had mods for Automatron that would let me build different robots from the previous games, and I had Securitrons running around everywhere.
Oh wow.
Fucking Mojave Securitrons. Directly from Mr. House.
That's awesome.
No, it was a fun game.
So we have another one on this list. This one was interesting. You know, a month ago when we were pre-planning, this was a little more recent. A couple of these were a little more recent at the time, but I'm going to bring them up anyway. The Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update.
Oh man,
My God,
I've barely even scratched the surface of what that can do.
I'll tell you what.
I've
like,
seen some interesting seeds already online.
I'm
Very interesting.
it's
stuff.
amazing.
It was like a week ago. I made a Minecraft save, a new Minecraft save in there because I just wanted to go farming. I just
Yeah.
wanted to have a simple farm and just do it all simply. And then I went to mine down because I needed to find iron because I needed a bucket. And then I come to
Can't
this
make it out of wood,
huge
right?
cavernous just cavern.
Yeah.
And it was multi-layered, and I still haven't even found the bottom. And apparently they've doubled the depth
Oh yeah.
of
Oh,
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, and the height. You can go
So
higher
this
too.
is just, it's mind-bogglingly just deep.
You know, we spent the past 10, 11 years
But I
getting used to
haven't
how
found
it
a
was.
mega vein yet. I haven't found one, and
I'll-
I want to.
Listen, I'll tell you what.
How do I find one?
I have a realm, right? I have friends and close family members that play on it.
Outlands, right?
Yes, on the Outland world. Yeah, you guys are on it.
I'm part
Oh,
of it.
isn't
We're
that
part-
on Java Edition? I got to get back
Bedrock.
to Java.
Bedrock.
Oh, okay. I don't think I'm part of that one.
I'll let you in. It's no
Okay,
problem.
cool.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm on that one.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing, man. They did great because I thought, being that it was a pre-existing world that was made a couple months before the update, that we wouldn't be able to have a chance to.
No, but
get
then
that.
it let you update it.
That's right. The world completely generated underneath everything we had already built, which was amazing.
That's awesome.
And I went down and I found this big, open, dark cavern. It had waterfalls. It had like lava falls and shit. It was very, very cool. And I shit you not, I found 9 diamond veins just sitting out in the open as if it was iron. I mean, I had a fortune pick, so I ended up with like
found-
100 diamonds.
I
Which is
found
ridiculous,
lapis.
yeah.
Like five blocks underground. I was
Oh,
blown
yeah.
away. I was like, what?
Like, where
This doesn't
there's
happen.
No,
Where did this come from?
there's no skeleton shooting me while I'm trying to mine this.
Excuse me, can
But
you
it was,
see I'm trying
but
to
it
get
was
rich?
like it wasn't even in a cave. It was in the wall. It was in the ground.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It was
it's
weird.
It's like you get underneath to the deep slate, and all of a sudden, it's like, you know, figuratively a
It
gold
gets
mine.
creepy.
It gets creepy, but
I
it's
can't
also
wait for 1.19 when they add the deep dark in and the warden, because they actually came out and said they couldn't do it in this update because it was just too big.
It's too big.
It was too ambitious.
Makes you wonder where he's going to show up in pre-existing worlds. I mean, they've
That's
done pretty
gonna
good,
that's gonna be scary for some people.
Making me want to play Minecraft now.
You have the mobile version. You can break it out right now.
but I got the mobile version. I've got
Same here.
almost every version except the VR. which I'm-
Exactly. I don't have VR.
Besides little
I
stuff.
want VR, but I don't
no
have it.
extensive games like that on my phone where I have to control stuff. Even though I have like a little controller that clicks onto it, I still gave that up pretty much. I'll play like the Pokemon Go and like the Duel Links, Yu-Gi-Oh, but nothing.
I don't
where
even
I'm,
play
like,
dual.
moving.
I don't even play Duel Links that heavy. Like I'll go in and I'll play like level 10 matches just because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Just because I want to just wreck some people.
I want to beat up the little kid who thinks he's going to be the champion. You know,
Is that
he's like
is that Yugimoto?
who?
The little kid? Or no? Is that
Yugi's
who
the
is
main character.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
there's
kid.
another one.
But no, there are like kids like in Duel Links, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna be like the very
Oh,
best.
like the
or
little
whatever.
faces down there, and they like talk to you, and like
Yeah,
each person.
the random people that want to challenge you,
Yeah.
and they're like, I'm gonna win, and I'm like, ha ha ha, I have a Nordic deck, motherfucker, try my shit.
I have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons.
Drop
Right,
a
right.
red
And
eyes on
2
you.
Dark Effigies. You know what Dark Effigy can do? You can use it as two
Nuke you.
cards for tribute summon. So you
Ooh.
only have to tribute 1.
I'm trying to think of the physical
That's
deck
pretty.
I have.
That's pretty ridiculous.
I also have a Cosmo Queen.
I have a deck that actually, like a physical deck that actually
I haven't
it's
made a physical one yet. I have to do that. I have the cards. I just started getting, but I need to look up what to use for all the cards I have. Basically.
So
We're
the
getting
one
out of tech into card games
right,
now.
right.
We need to try and double back here.
But I
Card
will say
games
this.
are tech.
I will say this quickly because this is
I
is
mean, I
on
guess you-
point.
He's got a point there.
Right. What I'm getting at is I'm trying to build this deck in the game, but I'm quickly realizing that in my deity deck, I forget which deity I have, but like, not all the cards are in Duel Links yet. They're missing a bunch of cards.
Because they're adding them periodically.
Yeah, so they're adding them in like the inner structured decks, and
They got to try and monetize it. It's Konami.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do
you
well,
think?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
They also had I forget what it was. It was a game called MLB Dream 9.
Well-
It was an MLB card game where you would get like statuettes, figurines, and stuff. It was so much fun, and then they just shut it down.
with baseball cards.
Yeah,
Statues
with
with
legit
baseball cards.
MLB cards, MLB players. And you build your own decks, and then you go and you play other people, and you see
Almost
who wins.
like a fantasy game.
Yeah,
almost.
and it would go from 1 to 5 star.
What's it called on?
And the 5 stars would have like their own
Madden and
artwork
FIFA,
and everything. And
Ultimate Team.
I haven't
Madden
played that.
Ultimate Team?
Ultimate Team.
They
well,
still do that
There's
on-
FIFA Ultimate Team. There's like all of them have an Ultimate
But
Team
that's
version.
EA, and it sucks because it's
I meant,
so
like-
easy to
like
break
a
that game.
Same concept.
So easy.
It's so easy to just be a whale and buy a lot of card packs and get all the good
That's
shit.
what my buddy Brian did. He would just buy like a bunch of card packs and just open them all, and then have just like a god tier team, and he would
Pretty
go
much.
undefeated all the
Be
time.
like, what? Why can't you guys keep up? Oh, you didn't spend $1,000 in the game? Oh, my bad.
Because I don't have $1,000, buddy.
Yeah, sir.
yeah, he would buy it like $40-$50 at a time. I was really like,
I'm not very good. I shouldn't talk. I spend way too much money
same
on
here,
cards and,
same
and
here,
games
same here. I don't want to.
and Legos.
I don't have $1,000 for Legos. Can you give me some money, please?
I have a problem when it comes to microtransactions.
Although you're saying a problem with Legos. I was about to say, what's your problem with Legos?
I am guilty of buying GTA Shark cards, and I'm saying that directly into the camera because I'm very sincere.
You know, I didn't realize this was like Gamblers Anonymous.
This is turning into.
I don't want to buy it, but I want to get good at the game.
Yeah, pretty.
Pay to win, my
That's
guy.
how
It's
you-
pay
yeah.
to win.
Yep.
Oh my God! I
Pay
just
to
got back
have
into
more fun.
Darkness Rises,
Uh,
and
I don't have to buy my way in that game anymore.
microtransactions aplenty in that game, but they're so
Jeez.
small and they're so helpful.
Yeah, but you know, you reach a certain point and you grind it out. And honestly, if you play idly in that game and just leave it on auto, as long as your character's strong enough, you shouldn't have a problem leveling up.
I'm at close to 7 million power.
That's cool. I did believe it or not,
Nice.
I'm
One of
on
those commercials.
9.4 million, not a dollar spent. Honestly, like you just grind out the daily missions and the
I was done
tower
the
and
first part of the story in like 2 hours, not even.
That's
Because
pretty-
you also
pretty
have to
quick.
grind through the adventure levels.
they're also handing out like double S gear and like L gear now.
Oh yeah, that's what I have to log in because I have an S chest waiting for me.
Yeah, you log in every day for like a month, and next thing you know,
It's S plus level 60, I think.
Yeah, just maxed out S++. The only thing beyond that, I believe, is
L.
just the gold tier.
I
yeah.
have L.
I have a couple L's myself. I'm like, they,
You should
they do
play it.
wonders.
It's pretty fun. It's a hack and slash.
It's actually a good hack and slash.
I-
even though
I
And
it's
had-
the acting,
I actually-
the voice acting is great.
I did look it up. Maybe I'll give it a try. I maybe if I tried something like
It's got a
that, I
good
would
story.
still rather do that on PC. Play it on PC.
The graphics aren't good enough for it to be
Are
a
they on
PC
PC?
game. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I'll get a
It's not Raid Shadow Legends.
mobile emulator.
I can't get into that game.
Neither can I.
I have a hard time with that.
Neither
game.
can I, especially when it's turn-based like that.
All of the way they look, all those idle games, all the art is like fantastic and cool looking, but the gameplay, like I can't do the
What was that?
just stare at it and let it level up itself.
What was that one game
not
that
playing
Arnold
any.
Schwarzenegger was endorsing for a while?
Oh, that was
What was that
oh.
one? That you would see a commercial with him in
Was
it.
that the one with the giants?
No, it was Modern Military.
Oh,
It wasn't Game of War. It was like
It's
Game
not
of War
like
Fire
it's on
Age.
the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
It was I totally forget what it was, but you would see it and you would see like previews for it and it would look great, and then you would download it and open it and it would look like utter fucking garbage.
with me. How?
I tried. That game was trash. The game was legit trash.
the governor to put money in this game.
Literally, I
find
don't
it.
know how they got him to endorse that game.
Mobile Strike.
Mobile Strike.
Mobile
That's what it was.
Mobile Strike.
It's probably still on the App Store as well.
Oh, I'm
Joining me on
sure.
Mobile Strike. Oh.
It's literally a picture of him animated into a soldier 30 years ago.
Oh God.
I was in the Predator. It's such a bad impersonation.
You're peeking the microphones too.
I'm peeking the mics. That's because I'm holding it close to my face.
He's going really close.
I like it when you whisper into the microphone.
Oh God.
Actually,
What is
that
this
sounded.
turning into?
Oh my
I don't
god.
think this is an ASMR, whatever those are.
An ASMR chat.
God, we should go back on the path. We
Yeah,
went into
no.
the fucking mountains.
Find some Jesus.
That's
We
all
went
right.
into the fucking mountains. Here.
If we have any other subjects to talk
Absolutely. We got a whole bunch here. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
this is
Did
some
you want to
fun-
look at
no,
my
I'm
list?
just looking over your
We
shoulder.
still got a whole nother hour, 2 hours if we need it.
Absolutely. That's why we have all this
Yeah.
time.
No, that's what I. That's
So
that was you caught the wrong
this was
the wrong
interesting.
feeling.
Right. This was interesting. So I've been messing around with the Apple Arcade. Just checking my notes.
Oh, I
here.
downloaded Castaways. I still have that, and I need to play it. And
Yeah,
I
I've
haven't
got
played
it.
it.
I'm gonna
Apple
be honest.
Arcade.
So first I'll start with the Apple Arcade. The Apple Arcade is interesting. It's got a bunch of new games.
Burp.
But it's yeah, I had to mute myself for that. It's interesting. It's got some interesting games. Frankly, the only thing keeping me paying the $5 a month is Lego Star Wars Castaways. It just recently had an update. I haven't touched it since the update. It just happened about a day or two ago. But it's interesting. It's like a little RPG. You got your classes. You could be a Jedi, you could be a trooper, you could be a support or an officer. And
So it's kind of like the Old Republic.
kind of, except, not really. Basically it's mission based. You'll be like, hey, I need you to help me with something. Go into this particular memory, collect data bits, and come back, and that's kind of like your currency is the data bits. Basically what you do is you go in, you play these missions, and they're kind of like open world missions where you have an objective, you have a thing to do, and there's usually like an optional objective. There's usually like something like you can force push or force jump over or blow up or something to get more of the data bits, which is, like I said, the currency. It's actually kind of neat. It's a neat little Lego game. I'm hoping that they'll expand on it a little bit because so far everything about it is original trilogy. There's only like 3 Starfighter maps. There's about 6 or 7 ground maps, which are interesting. Got Mos Eisley. You have the Jundland Wastes, which is on Tatooine. You got the Echo Base. No, not Echo Base. The Endor Base. Excuse me.
All the iconic locations.
Yeah,
pretty much.
basically all the iconic locations where you
Are
can
there
run
any
around
iconic
and.
characters, or is it?
So that's where it gets kind of cute. Lego has a way with their cutscenes. At the end of each level, there is a cutscene attached to the level that basically plays out like one of the scenes from the movies, and they're comical about it because it's like little Lego people.
It's Lego Star Wars. So
Absolutely. So it's
It's tongue in cheek.
it is very tongue in cheek, but it's also kind of funny
Create
to watch.
your own custom figurine, pretty much.
Yeah, so you can unlock customizations using your data bits. Change your hair, wear a helmet. You don't want to be a stormtrooper. You wear stormtrooper armor. You just have to buy the pieces to it. The legs, chest, helmet. If you go with the free trial for Apple Arcade, I'd say it's worth giving it a shot.
I already have it downloaded, so all I need to do is launch it.
Absolutely.
I also want to re-download Lego Star Wars: A Complete Saga because it's free.
I'm waiting on the new one. The new one's gonna have the new movies attached.
There's a new one.
Supposed to come out this year, actually.
I saw something on YouTube actually. I think it was yesterday from Eckhart's Ladder. If you guys watch him on YouTube.
Have not.
Apparently there's some kind of new there. I don't know what it is because I didn't watch the video, but it sounded like a new movie, a new Star Wars movie.
A new movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find it.
They have given us like 5 new movies in the past 6-7 years.
Quite a bit.
But a lot of them weren't very good.
You know what's funny? I know we're straying into movie territory here, but it is on topic, so I will mention it. I was rewatching The Force Awakens the other day, and you know what? If you look at that movie from a standalone perspective, it's almost good. It's when you attach it to episodes 8 and 9 that you kind of stray a little bit, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't see anything about a new Star Wars movie anywhere. I can't find anything.
Where is it? Knights of Ren. That's what it's called.
I
Sounds like a
actually
show.
have heard that,
It's a trailer.
and
and
I
it's a
thought
leak.
I thought it was a show, from what I heard. But because I do remember now that you say that, hearing that, I also heard something else about a prequel to The Mandalorian, something like that.
That would be interesting.
That might actually be what it is. Maybe we saw the same thing and it's something along those lines.
It's probably gonna be a Disney Plus show, if anything.
Probably. Well, they got so many of those.
Well,
in
I
the
mean,
works.
Disney owns Star Wars, so or do they own Lucasfilm?
Yes.
They own Lucasfilm.
They bought
so-
Lucasfilm, and in doing so, they bought the Star Wars brand.
Boy.
You know what? I want to be honest. They've done well with their shows thus far. I know The Mandalorian has been rocky since the thing with Gina Carano's firing, but as far as like the shows themselves, they've been doing pretty good lately. I have really no complaints.
Do we want to double back into video games here? Or do we want to
We can
continue
do
that?
We can do anything.
It don't matter.
We can talk
Oh,
about
Give us something spicy, Mike.
Ooh,
Give us something spicy in the video game
something
world.
spicy or something revised. Like
Something good.
something good.
Something we can really sink our teeth into.
Okay, here we go. Punching in. Vega Conflict.
Oh God, I haven't touched that game. I haven't touched that game in weeks.
Well,
Me neither.
all right. So for those of you that
he's actually never played it.
okay, so I'll explain it to you. So Vega Conflict's another mobile game where you basically control like a little base in the orbit of a planet, and you have to build up your base and your fleets to attack other
You can
fleets.
play on PC, by the way.
Yes, you can in fact play on PC.
With Vega Conflict?
Yeah.
Steam, yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Steam for
Play
free.
anything on Steam.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know it was on Steam,
No,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is.
but it's definitely built for mobile.
It's built for mobile, but it's ported. That's the word I would use.
Second Galaxy did the same thing, and I can't play Second Galaxy on PC.
Man,
I have to play it on mobile.
it's kind of a neat game. You know, it's all about the ship combat, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Different formations, different mods. The ships are completely customizable. I think it's fun. I think it's definitely one of the better space games out there, and I've played quite a few of them. Actually, digging into Second Galaxy, it's kind of like Eve, but simpler.
Yeah, and Eve is also on mobile as well, but that's one of the games you could play on PC.
How long has
Because
this game been out?
Eve has been out. It's old.
Oh, well, Eve Online,
Eve's
yeah.
old.
Yeah,
It
I
is
know
old.
Eve Online.
Eve is like Stellaris old.
I would say Second Galaxy's been out 2-3 years, at least.
No, Vega Conflict.
Oh, Vega Conflict's been out since
Oh.
2013.
Oh yeah, wow, really?
So it's
Yeah.
the player base is just pretty much the people that start at hardcore ones. It probably doesn't have a lot of new
No, that's not true.
So
people coming in.
So recently, actually, they do have a couple new people coming in. I brought some people with me when I started my alliance. One of the cool things that, I mean, some people had a complaint because they felt cheated on the experience portion of it, but I thought it was kind of neat when they set up missions where you can basically skip the first 5 tiers and basically boost your own level, your power level, I mean. So it kind of catches you up and gives you something of a fighting chance against, like you said, like the hardcore players that have been around for so
Buying
long.
the first 25 levels of a battle pass or something like that. Pretty much gives you the jump start you need.
Right. Now, I don't think they have battle passes. I haven't seen battle passes, but they do have like regular sales for everything.
Oh yeah,
Resources, ships, and
$10 here, $5 there,
I'm
$3 there.
Seeing this
Next
says
thing
that
you know, you
it's like
spent
Planet
$50.
Side.
yeah. Well, Planet
But
Side's a
your
little
power
rough.
level's
It
insane.
says it's like Planet Side 2 from something I looked at, which is, it doesn't make sense because I thought you said it was a ship game. But
Yeah, it is a ship game.
It is.
And Planet
it's
Side's
a
like
fleet game.
MMO shooter. The kind, well, yeah, pretty much.
Eh.
It's like a PvE
You ever played
slash
Astro
PvP.
Nest?
Oh, probably not.
The combat's kind of like Astro Nest if you've ever played it.
Astro Nest. Was that a mobile?
Yeah.
That's
It's,
weird that it would be like connected to Planet. Like, why would you compare it to Planet Side when it's
Hades Star Eve Online. That makes
Hades
sense.
Star. Oh my God.
that was a good
Star
one.
Trek
That's
Online.
a blast from the past.
Yeah, we were on 80 Star for
I
a
still
while.
have Hades Star. I still have my main profile.
You want to hear something cool? Remember, we started Outland Industries. I reached out a while ago, and I left the alliance in good hands. They did so well. In fact, the person I left this with, when we stopped playing, not only did they expand on what we did, but they formed 2 smaller branches for new recruits, and now they're like actively expanding throughout the game. So something we had started is actually still going on in the game.
Wow.
So we have a little bit of a legacy going on there.
We should probably get back into it at some point.
There's a Doctor Who Eve thing going on right now. That's the event in Eve Online is Doctor Who. That's interesting.
No Man's Sky actually just had a Mass Effect event where you could get the Normandy as one
That's
of your
pretty
freighters.
cool, actually.
See, you know what's weird for me with Eve? I put about 23 hours into Eve on Steam. It is super complex.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
It's a lot.
Oh,
of
yeah.
I
depth
can't
to
figure out
it.
how to play it properly.
I joined an alliance.
I can't even figure out how to
minor.
I can't even figure out how to warp. You need to teach me how to play that fucking game.
I need to be taught how to play, and I put 23 hours into it. It's very
no.
complicated.
I've heard it's a dedication game. It's something you have to put your time into.
It's definitely
That's not something that doesn't sound like something I want to do
So
right now.
it's a grinder, a space grinder, for sure.
It's kind of crazy the stories that come out of that game, though. The dedication it takes really does create some interesting stories. In fact, I heard a couple years ago there was an alliance, like a top tier alliance, that was actually raided from the inside and taken over by another group. Apparently, it was some kind of splinter operation that another alliance had come up with, and they sent a few guys in to act as like moles, and they were in this group for a year, like feeding information on like ships and the power of different players and like I guess where the alliance was hiding out in space. And after like a year of dedicated planning, they launched an assault from the inside, and they completely just fucking took over. I mean, you could actually, I think there was an article on it actually. If you can probably Google it, and it's I remember excuse me, I remember reading it, and I was like, wow, like imagine the dedication of that. Like imagine just like usurping an entire top tier alliance and inserting yourself right in their place.
Jesus.
It's incredible.
Whew.
All right. So here's
wow. One second. A quick
you got
Eve
something?
Online thing. There's a pretty much a battle in the game's history that set a Guinness World Record for costing the two factions an estimated total of $378,000 and $12.
I believe it.
$378
Jesus.
and $12. A lot of money. A lot of money.
I believe it.
And it was just a battle, and it's in the Guinness World Record book for the most expensive virtual battle. Like, yeah, that's insane.
Is that like a damage total, or is that just what was spent to fight the battle?
That was what was spent in like resources and stuff you purchased just to have that battle.
Wow.
And how many people was this?
Has to be hundreds. That game is big.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
It had to have been the two biggest clans that exist in the whole thing. Yeah,
I gotta see if I still have that downloaded.
that's insane. 5,000 players.
Okay, so let's do the
I
math.
do
So
not.
that was 387,000, right?
It was 300 and if you want to round up, 380,000.
All right, so 380,000 divided by 5. That means each player would have to spend about 76,000. Wait, 7,600.
5,000.
Oh, I'm
divided by
sorry. Hang
5,000.
on. So
So there's 5,000 people
Three-
involved in that?
380, right?
Lasted
Divided
14
by
hours.
5,000.
14 hours straight of playing a. Wow.
I wonder who won.
So that's, did I do this right? $76 each?
Yeah, that sounds.
That's
that sounds
not
right.
bad. That's not terrible.
It's still a lot of money to spend on basically a mobile game for one battle for each person. Each person lost their biggest ship you can get in the game, and
You know, those
Yeah.
run up.
the size
Big
of
ships.
7 Empire State Buildings. It says
Oh my God.
it only stopped because they had scheduled downtime for maintenance. That's the only reason this battle ended.
Imagine fighting a battle online with your boys for, what was it, 14 hours?
14 hours?
Yes,
Dude.
Imagine that being a losing battle.
yes.
Imagine
They,
how
Stress.
crushing that would be.
That would be crushing.
one side lost 1,810 ships. The others lost 1,596. So yeah.
So that's
So
a
somebody
landslide.
lost.
Somebody
Yes.
lost.
Somebody got crushed.
Somebody lost a lot more resources, even though it technically never ended the battle. somebody definitely lost in the end, in a sense.
Somebody had a bill at the end of that fight.
Yeah, somebody.
I
lost
guarantee
all
you
their-
at least half of those people stopped playing.
They lost all their everything they put into the game. In
People,
the last
a lot
year.
of people probably lost heart after that too.
Oh God, yeah.
It's easy to lose heart after losing something like that. It's a
You
lot.
guys want to take a break?
Absolutely, we can take a break.
Because I gotta piss.
I think we are taking a pee break now.
Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.
Like me.
So you were probably wondering why the fucking Mike's goddamn camera wasn't there. If you're seeing this, if you're not seeing this, then it was never a problem to begin with. And what the hell? What are you doing, Calvin?
Checking, see what this looks like.
Yeah, but
That was with him
that's
in there.
okay.
I was saying this was the earlier recording one before. first
Okay.
one.
Yeah. That was the test record. So yeah, that test record tells me that Mike's
It might not
camera
be,
was not there.
Unless you have to.
Even though it was working, we had it working.
Right.
We had it. We have everything working. It's just we're professionals, all right?
Right. Oh, we gotta restart all over.
Hell no.
Just don't. Like you said, edit the crap out of it.
I already hit record on the audio, so we
Yeah,
can just
no.
jump in at any time.
Okay, so I'm back. You can finally see my face now that we realize that I'm no longer on preview.
Hey. Oh wait,
Hello.
wait. It's actually good because your camera was crooked the whole time. So we fixed it, and now we got you properly on
You
there.
can see my face in full HD without the crookedness.
Even though you couldn't see the crookedness to begin with, because
Yeah, sorry for that 2-degree angle difference.
A whole 2.
no one's ever gonna see it though.
It's funny because I'm watching Calvin mess with it on here, and it's funny that we didn't catch it before because I'm looking over and I'm like, those
I
two
noticed
have one.
the two. I noticed the two, and then I noticed me and Calvin on one, and then I looked up and it said program. And I
In
went,
my
"Oh
defense,
shit!"
I do not go to this school, even though it's a great school. But I don't go here.
That was purely on me.
that's okay.
I will take the blame for that.
That's okay. My voice is here. You can just listen to me.
We'll just be doing.
That's
we'll
a,
just
that's a
do
lot less
voice.
camera editing I have to do.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's funny because like, yeah, I'm like messing with my microphone here. It's it's funny because like, I'm there, but you just can't see me. So for the first half of this video, or however it's edited, it's edited at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, oh, where's Mike? Mike's not here. So for the beginning of the
But
video,
we have the audio, so
Right.
So people that are listening to the audio podcast aren't gonna know what the hell I'm talking about.
yeah, they're gonna be like, oh.
It's whatever though, because it's not a problem anymore. I don't think.
So shout out to this really old
That's the that first one is the recording that we're doing now.
tape.
So
Excellent. Okay.
So just get out of that.
So we're
please.
back. We're all right.
Please don't mess anything up. We fixed it. That's all that matters.
Imagine fixing it and then like he hits something and then all of a sudden
It
we
breaks.
have no video for the rest of the video and we have to put something on the screen like
yeah, I have to like
technical
go. I'm gonna have to
difficulties.
like go to the school to learn how to use this whole setup.
let's just all enroll so we know what the hell we're doing.
Exactly. Everybody just enroll.
Let
So-
Carl
so
be
we
a
know what we're
semester
doing.
ahead of us.
What are you doing now?
I don't know. Talk about
Brother.
video games.
All
Hey,
right.
Talk about some games.
Please close that so you don't mess it. We're doing fine.
It's
We
not
don't
messing anything up.
It disappears,
need-
vanishes. It doesn't save,
Yeah, it won't.
and we're
be,
left with just audio.
Yeah, it won't be saving.
Okay,
This
we'll
part.
be all right.
Left with the luxury sound of my voice.
It could still be there. That's what I'm looking for.
Honestly,
It's okay.
yeah, it's fine.
We'll fix it in post production.
Because it could be under this whole preview section in one of these boxes. Just boom.
Yeah,
You're-
we could do that.
Like it auto recorded
Yeah,
on
and,
the
and
preview.
it just wasn't on the because it was on the preview, but not on just that part. So,
yeah.
but that's what I'm in my head.
I'm actually
like,
really
it
glad you
record-
picked up on that too.
Like it could just be recorded and not being shown because I don't know how to use this program. very
Shout
well.
out to Windows Movie Maker for teaching us this stuff.
Windows Movie Maker. This is
I use Streamlabs
Is this
at
Windows?
home. This is this is
No,
OBS.
this is OBS.
No, it's OBS.
This is OBS.
It's actually
But that's the
it's
OG right there.
This is the other program of like this is like the sister program of what I use, which is Streamlabs, which is OBS Streamlabs, but that's more for gaming. This is more for video podcasting, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So Carl, what have you been playing recently?
Oh God. I've been playing a lot of Halo Wars. I really like the Halo Wars games.
That has to feel good.
He is. I've seen him. I watch him
It's-
on Discord. It pops
great.
up.
But I was talking to Mike. That's one of the only games that actually pops up on Discord,
Right.
which is weird.
Does anything I play ever pop up? I feel like it said League
Sometimes.
of Legends before, but that's it. I don't remember any of it.
I
Maybe
think League came up.
I mean, if
Maybe
you're
Apex.
playing on Steam if you're playing on Steam and you have Discord open, it will show what you're playing.
Yeah.
League is its own thing, but continue.
League and Apex. I've seen Apex.
Maybe it was that one that popped up. Something.
There was one you came up the other day when I was at work, and I just happened to look up in the. I was responding to something on Discord on break, and you popped up playing something. I didn't read it, but I remember
Trying to test that streaming on Discord, which is actually really easy to do, but I don't know if it works very
I
well.
told you. It's easy as hell.
Well, you just don't have enough
Discord is great.
customization options. You don't have anywhere near what you would have for like the Streamlabs.
Unless you get
where
Discord
You
Nitro.
can do everything.
You need Discord Nitro.
I'm gonna stick with my Streamlabs.
Um,
I don't have time to learn anything new.
So I've been playing Halo Wars games. I've been playing Mafia 2.
Mafia 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Mafia 3?
No, I played Mafia 3.
Okay.
I've beaten Mafia 3. And the thing with Mafia 3 is once you beat the game, there's nothing to really do. I mean, there's side jobs like racing, and then there's selling weed. That's an actual feature.
You could just do that in real life. Why would you do it in a game?
Yeah,
It's
soon
not
you'll be able to
necessarily
open up.
legal, Michael.
You'll be able to open up your own shop
It
soon.
depends on where you're at in the country.
Just buy a license for it. Get a delivery license.
Okay.
They have one of those available.
You
in
know, I always
Holland,
see
but I thought-
advertisements about those weed delivery services on porn sites.
and
I'm
and-
not joking.
And they're real things.
I'm not joking. It looks legit too. It's like Amazon for weed.
I don't want viruses, so I don't go to porn sites. But
Pornhub's fine,
You know,
especially if you're using an Apple product and you go on
instead
there.
of risking a torrent, you could just go get it yourself.
I just who downloads porn anymore? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh God!
I don't.
How
know
did we get this far?
Yeah.
We went down some kind of rabbit hole.
Carl, this is when you would be like, "Hey guys,
We should really bring it back.
let's bring it back." That's the perfect time to do that.
But see, this is great because you're here along with us.
Right. You can
It's
see me
you.
now.
The debauchery is here,
Oh God!
and the debauchery is here to stay.
It's not going
Guaranteed.
anywhere.
It ain't going nowhere.
That's right. People don't mind. They don't care.
I fully expect there to be a big red E beside this. So
Probably. I mean, we're not exactly.
I
Sesame
want this
Street.
to be age gated. I don't want kids listening to this.
I was about to say, like, we're not here to teach you about letters and numbers. Like, it's not a
Unless
kid
they're
show.
with their parents, then it's okay.
well,
Rated T for
Consent.
teen.
T for teen.
C for consent.
C for consent. PG-13. Are we PG-13?
We might be. I mean, if listen,
Should we
if-
try and push it to R?
I was gonna say I think we could change that anytime we want.
I,
think
I
it's-
could do that instantaneously. Just a couple of the right curse words on the air would do that for us.
I'm sure we could just throw up like gang signs and get rated wrong.
Oh,
Just
God.
yell, be like, East
No.
Coast.
If we start throwing up gang signs, we're gonna get canceled.
Canceled before you even
See,
begin.
speed looks at us.
Exactly.
CSB is like,
You're
nope,
still sipping on that 5-hour, huh?
you're no good.
Yes, take. You have to nurture it.
I slammed that thing, dude.
It's like a shot. You take it like a shot, and he's over here like,
I'm over here vibrating.
You know how much? Yeah, I was gonna say. You know how much caffeine this is, and I just remember I had work already over caffeinated as it was. I was chugging Mocha Wake Up at a rate that you shouldn't drink anything warm and chocolate. It felt good. though.
I've yet to try that Mocha Wake Up stuff.
It's like hot chocolate, but add a flavorless 5-hour. to
I like what he said there. He's like, I've done what no man should ever should, and it felt good.
It felt good.
I am not
God,
sorry
you
I
gotta
did
be
it.
careful about your heart, man.
That's okay. Run around the block a few times. You'll be all right. Burn it off.
Yeah, luckily I did used to run. So, and smoke cigarettes almost at the same time. but I only will do the run part.
Would
now.
you believe me if I told you I used to run as well?
I believe.
A few years ago.
I believe.
I'll believe you. I'll believe
Why would we
you
not
'cause I
believe
don't
you?
think you're a liar.
I used
that's
to.
it.
I
That's
used
the
to be
only
able to run close to 2 miles straight.
That's pretty good.
I think you could do a whole 5K if you put your.
I did a whole 5K. With
Well,
my
that's
friend.
more than 2 miles.
I believe you can do another 5K.
I think a 5K is like 3.
I did more than a 5K actually because the 5K that I went on, me and my brother did it, and we actually wound up off the path and went.
Like, this
the wrong
5K
way.
has been like 7 hours. What the?
He found the secret detour in the level.
But so yeah, it was probably more like 4-ish miles than 3.1.
Did that say crossing the state line?
Oh God!
What the?
Welcome to Delaware.
Right.
Like what?
Are we supposed to be going over a bridge for this? Right?
Are we supposed to be talking about?
Why are we standing in water?
Why are we talking about this? Okay.
I'm gonna bring my easy pass.
Calvin, what have you been playing recently? What's
Are
your
you-
bad guy?
Are you done? Are you done?
Actually, no, I wasn't.
you
Oh,
got- he's
okay,
got-
you keep
he's
going
got-
then.
Sorry, we
No,
went
no, I
off
saw
on a
the
tangent.
look on your face. I saw it.
He
I-
started
he
talking
was
about
like,
his weed delivery service.
Yeah.
Weed are us.
And then porn, and then just ugh. Toilet bowl.
Wonderful.
The toilet bowl effect. That's what we're gonna call that from now on. That's the thing now. That is our thing. Note:
I hate that.
January 15th,
Oh, I'm writing.
is it?
I'm writing it.
4:36 p.m.
I'm writing.
God.
it.
The toilet bowl effect.
4:36.
It's ours now.
I'm gonna trademark that.
Damn right.
I think it's going down.
I'm sorry.
I've been playing a lot of GTA Online recently.
How's that going?
It's going all right. It's getting a little stale, and I'm losing faith in Rockstar very rapidly because they announced that they're re-releasing GTA 5 again for the third time.
So they don't have to
Expanded
be
and
creative
enhanced.
and make new ones.
Expanded and enhanced.
You know what that means, though? They're just adding the content that's already there.
They're
Yeah.
just improving on the shit that they should have improved on a year ago.
When a
More than
million
that.
people played the game and not 5,000, 10,000. I know it's actually a
And
really big
sometimes
player base.
it's been
still, but-
struggling to load on next-gen hardware. That should not happen.
It should be easier on next gen.
It's been slower.
Arguably.
That should not happen.
Frame rates or just
No, it's just the loading of the sessions and loading between in and out, like interiors and out exteriors.
Maybe it's
Well,
been
even the
optimized
interior
for
exterior thing
other
isn't really an issue.
gens.
But like when I played it on the one, it was fine.
yeah.
But now all of a sudden, since the new updates happened, it's been getting progressively slower and slower. Getting in and out of the game itself.
Literally updating it for all the PS5s and people that want to play it on those things. Maybe that's my best.
Yeah,
So it's
some
affecting the-
optimization would help.
It's affecting some stuff.
I feel like they're doing that on purpose. They're
What is
doing it on purpose because they're re-releasing it. And if you want better performance, you're going to have to buy the new version,
But let me ask you something.
which is bullshit. It should be a free upgrade.
So, GTA 5's been out
I
since
bought
what,
this game
2013?
Twice I've bought this game.
Yeah.
Brand new. I've spent $120 fucking just on the game itself.
So let's look at this for a second. So you have this game that's been out since 2013, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was popular. It's been popular. It's now starting to seem to lose players.
It's 2022 and just nothing's been done with it.
Right. So let's look at it like this. It's a moderately large world for a multiplayer game, if not large.
It really is.
But
It's pretty sizable.
it's sizable, but there's only so much you can do. There's only so much space, and they keep adding like little things on the map, and that's all well and good. But after you achieve all that, what do? There's no recurring missions. I mean, this is probably
Yes,
There's no
there
real
actually, yes, there
progression.
is.
No
Well-
real progression, though. Like in
Right.
That's the thing.
That's
There
what I
is a
was
level
getting
up
at.
system, but there's really no real progression.
It's
I mean-
just, your level just changes basically.
Yeah, I'm level 163.
Let me.
And they didn't. It was Dick Deadly has changed since I was level 125.
So that's what I was
You know
actually.
how long
getting
that's
at.
been?
That's a long time.
That's like 2 years.
So look at
'Cause
like
from the way I play, because I don't really play like missions and stuff. I dick around in free mode a lot,
so
and I own all of like the buildings and the facilities and the office and the nightclub and all that.
and that's what I'm saying. Like you can like I should have reworded that better. Like you can replay missions, but honestly, like I've done the bank heist. What's the value of redoing the bank heist besides earning money?
There really isn't.
This is actually a really
Other than gameplay.
This is a bad example, but I'm actually going to bring this up. So,
And it really pisses me off that you need 4 players to do a heist.
yeah, it's kind
You
of lame.
need 4 players. You can't do it with 3. You can't do it with 5. You can't do it with 2.
Dude, you could do it with
There's
one
only
if
one
they let
heist.
you.
There's only one heist that you can do with 2 people, and that's the opening heist.
So there's a AP. So it's called APB Reloaded. It's actually kind of like a GTA
I've
ripoff.
played APP Reloaded. I remember playing with you and Eli.
Yeah, I played
that
it
game is-
briefly.
Hot garbage.
But I will tell you this, and this is my
Well,
point.
I've never heard of it, so it's probably true.
It's
but
it's a GTA knockoff.
It's free.
It's free. It's been in development hell, though released forever now. But I was
Wasn't
gonna
it
say,
released in like 2000?
I'm guessing
Something like that?
a 3D
2010.
GTA knockoff and not the original 2D top-down ones.
no, it's like a 3D shooter, but it's very watered down in comparison to GTA.
Very. Take Saints Row and water it down even more.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But what I was gonna say
Saints Row
was,
2. Saints Row 2, mind you. The graphics are Saints Row 2-ish.
but at least in that game, you could say loot a store, run off with the goods, and then fence it off to make you a little quick cash. If you do that in GTA, automatically you get a star, maybe $50 in your pocket, and then you got to run around and lose the cops.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Especially, yeah, if you rob a store, you get 3 stars automatically. Well, I think it's 2, and then if you fire a shot at the clerk, it's
if
3.
anybody's injured or like attacked, pretty much. If there's violence involved.
And then you hit 3, and then you get helicopters coming
If you
in.
had
You're just like, fuck!
immersion in GTA 5, it would be so much better. But there's no immersion. You're in this big city, sure. You have these missions, sure. You have things to unlock, sure. But like, you can't just go into a store, physically loot it, and then run off to a buyer or a garage. Like, you know how like they have the garages for the vehicles?
Mm-hmm.
What if you were able to take your vehicle and your loot to a garage and fence it off and then leave like nothing happened? That would...
You can do that. You can take cars off the street and put them in your garage and sell them, but you won't get.
But that's as
you
far
won't
as you get.
anything.
Yeah, you get like a couple
you get
grand.
you get a couple of grand, and there's some where you'll get 9 grand, but that's it.
You go to like the loading dock, you can sell stuff too, or is that?
No, they
not a
removed
thing?
that. They removed that.
See, that's how
That
long
was
ago I
a
was
that was a
playing.
Simeon. That was a character named Simeon.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was
You're
the first character you meet. He's the biggest piece of shit you'll ever know.
just steal
Yeah.
cars all day.
Every
and break
time
them down.
he calls you, you hang up because he's just so annoying. And
Oh, yeah, he's like, "I want a
he's the
Ferrari."
guy that plays the race card every chance he gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, they removed that and a lot of people hated it, including me, because you didn't get anything for it.
Yeah.
And
it was
this dude would
of
just
nothing.
He
yeah.
would just. Oh God, I hate.
You'd
Simeon.
have to call.
I
and be like,
really wish his
yeah.
character would die off.
They need to just make a new Grand
They-
Theft
they need
Auto
to
and be done with the last one. They need a
Agreed.
next gen version of it. Like you said, more immersion, more. You should be able to go into the store and also buy stuff out of the store, not rob it, and just have stuff from that store.
You
And
can buy consumables, but that's it.
That's
You can
Good.
buy
Like-
snacks and drinks and cigarettes and all that.
You know what would
That's
be better if you could physically walk into the store like you could in GTA San Andreas and like buy like actual clothes. Like the most of the players I know, they loot their clothes or they buy them through like their phone. You know, like you have
Or
your
you
phone.
unlock them.
Well, you can unlock them, yeah.
Yeah,
But
or
you
just
can't
gi- or
physically
you
go
just
into a
take the
store
stuff
and
that
buy it.
Rockstar gives you.
Yeah.
Rockstar is very generous with clothing for some fucking reason. The biggest reason I play GTA Online still is the Lucky Wheel at the Diamond Resort and Casino. I spin that every day, almost every day.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think you actually can go in the store and buy clothes.
you.
Oh
there-
no, yeah, you
You
can.
can, but like it's it's just like
It's-
you
yeah,
can
it's
just
weird.
buy this from this one rack, but there's like 7 things in this rack, but you can only buy this.
Yeah, they made it weird. That's what it was. It wasn't
Yeah, there's designated spots for different kinds
Yeah,
of clothing,
yeah.
which doesn't make any sense.
That's what it was. It was confusing. It wasn't that it wasn't there.
It-
But
it's
that's
just-
you
very
have to
limited,
find. You
all
have
of
to
the
find the
purchasing.
shoe rack. To
But
be
it
able to
made it
buy
a pain in the
shoes.
ass. So why would you want to do it? That's probably why. I probably went in once and was like, all right, I'm good. This is my fit.
It doesn't.
Or
it's
you could
not, like,
go up to the
matching.
counter and you could just buy an outfit. You could buy a suit, and they're all preset. But some of them are pretty cheap. Some of them are really expensive.
But that's kind of anti customize. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you really want to flip through and design your own unique character instead of an outfit, yeah, it sounds
That's
like
why
they
my
make you wanna work
character's
for
been
it.
in a black suit for this whole time, because it's the only thing that I could find that actually looks good. I mean, I have tons of different outfits, but they're all like joke outfits.
I
I have
only
an
enjoyed
alien
the cars.
costume that I got as an unlockable.
The cars were the best part of that game for me, and then after that, though,
GTA 4 had better vehicle physics.
GTA 4 used Euphoria. That's why they had a different engine.
And they haven't used it since, which is heartbreaking
use
because
now?
the Euphoria engine is great.
I'm sure it has something to do.
It's not
with
Euphoria.
with a next gen
Havoc?
thing.
It might be.
It may be
Google it.
Havoc.
Google
Actually, I'm gonna Google it right now.
There you go.
Oh, so I got it. Hang on.
Euphoria.
Yeah, Euphoria. Actually, it's funny. I messed with the sister program that came out in the 2000s, like years and years ago. Back in Nam, practically.
Back in
Back in,
Nam.
GTA
Oh my
5.
god.
when I used to drink 5 hours and a bucket of coffee.
That was 10 years ago for you, I guess?
Yeah. A little bit less, maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Jeez. Still can't believe you're
Um,
37.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Calvin's 37, chat. Or
One,
audience,
you
whatever.
just crack the spine of an unborn child once a year, suck out the juices, throw it in the garbage. You'll live a little longer.
So it looks like it
You
You heard it here
uses-
first.
Youth.
You heard it here first.
It uses the Rage engine, which is also utilized in GTA 4. I'm trying to.
I thought GTA 4 was Euphoria. I thought that was what we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to dig here. So, the Euphoria physics are on 4.
Whatever it is definitely out of date right now.
It really is. And it's not, it's clunky. It's
Oh, you know
not-
what? You know what? They did use it for GTA 5
Did they?
and Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, they used it.
Well, Red Dead Redemption 2, I can see it.
You
'cause
know
the
what?
the physics in Red Dead Redemption 2 are fucking crazy. Because you can,
They are.
in Red Dead Redemption 1, you could run into a person on a horse, and the horse just bucks and throws the guy off. Now you run into somebody on a horse, and it's a collision.
It could be a.
It's a
detail thing.
deadly collision.
Yeah.
You could kill a horse with that shit. You're going fast enough.
I've played Red Dead Online and just completely killed people running them over with my horse. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's easy.
it's-
Especially, you don't even have to be going that fast.
At full speed, you truck the guy. You just roll
Oh,
on the
and
side
the
of the road.
the sound when two horses collide is just, ugh. Because you go flying and
I don't like when I go flying because I'm like, oh shit! Oh my god,
you land in the swamp,
dude, I've been thrown
face
off
first
my
in the
horse.
goddamn mud.
I've been thrown off my horse over a cliff, and let me tell you something. That was the most anxiety-riddled death I've ever had in Red Dead. Just like, oh,
Down I go.
my leg.
Bye bye.
Damn horses.
The funniest part is when you walk up to a scared horse and get kicked in the face. That's funny as hell.
I played a
God.
little bit, but not too much. Not enough to.
Especially when
have
you're not
stories.
expecting it.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man, where like you're in the middle of the zone and then suddenly a horse will just come by and truck you and you're like, wow, okay.
That was out of
Like,
nowhere.
thanks.
Okay.
I guess I'll respawn.
My favorite thing to do in that train is doing that game is drive the train.
Oh yeah.
I get on the train and I drive it.
So many missions involve the train. It's actually amazing. It's just jumping. You can jump on the train, like as it's going.
But you could, well, of course, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You run up to it on your horse, and you jump onto the
good way to
train,
lose
and,
the wall,
you pop a cap in the engineer and go on your way.
You push them off as you do. Just roadkill. Just
Oh yeah, and there's places you can go in Red Dead Online that no one will come and find you.
you can go out in the wilderness and nobody will find you.
Yeah, you can go. I was in the wilderness in the middle of the night on the train, driving the train through just trees and nothing, and just no players anywhere. And I'm just like, wow, this is desolate.
That's kind of the nice difference between Red Dead Online and GTA Online is, GTA Online.
People are more spread out.
Yeah, like it's not as populated, and you're less likely to get caught in Red Dead, and it could just be because there's less people in the game. It's a lot more wilderness. But GTA 5, you're always under the gun when the cops are after you. There's really is no losing them once you hit the 4th or 5th star. You have to be really clever.
Or
to
you
get
have
them.
to get into a plane and you have to fly it up to the top and hope the helicopters don't follow you.
I had a time playing GTA 5. There was a group of
Pretty
4 of us.
difficult.
Yeah, and we were doing a mission, and the cops were all over us on the highway going south towards the city. And it was delivery. I think it was a cocaine business or whatever that we had going on. And we're trying to escort this for one of our players, and we had players that were friendly, mutual friends, and they jumped on, and we were like, help us get rid of the cops. So we had 8 players fighting on this highway. The semi flips, falls on its side. We're trying to flip it back while we're under attack by helicopters, police cruisers, and God knows what else. You have 8 players fighting, basically defending this one spot on the highway, and let me tell you, it was madness. There was no escape.
I can picture it now. I just picture.
Oh
this
my
whole thing
God,
playing
dozens
out.
of
It's just
cops.
Absolute insanity.
It was a nightmare, and
There's
unfortunately,
no
we failed.
organization. People are just running around shooting at shit.
Just vehicles upside down and sideways everywhere.
I was in a
Explosions aplenty.
I was in a little bird helicopter shooting missiles at the incoming vehicles to try to clear some of the.
Buzzard?
Yeah. It looks like a little bird from.
Random civilians
Reality.
getting in fights with cops.
which is odd.
You're just like, what, did he just punch that cop in the face? Oh my God.
Did that cop just shoot that guy in the head?
Yeah, because he stumbled over him.
That cop just pulled that civilian out of the car and shot him. What?
I like how you did the
What
shoulder
is going
motion they
on?
do, like,
Yeah,
Why do they move their
because they
shoulders?
trip but they're just like, ugh.
Instead of going
They,
oh,
stumble.
they go oh.
Yeah, they little glitched out stumble.
Teach me how to Dougie while you're falling there, buddy.
That's so funny.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Because they always land face first, like their
We went
arms
off-
come up.
We
kinda
went
like
off on a
this.
wild tangent there. So Calvin,
Mm.
what games have you been playing?
Oh
What?
my.
Why did he go?
Because I get excited when
Please
somebody
don't.
says my name.
Oh God.
Well, I'm a pretty basic bitch. I
Well.
play League of Legends,
Mm.
as you know, because I talk about it.
Yeah.
You've seen me stream it even. You've seen me kill lots of people actually, and
Oh yeah.
and destroy.
I
some
was
people.
actually part of his stream. The
Oh,
other
really?
night.
Yeah, he was.
I was part of the stream.
That's
I was
cool.
I was with him in Discord and
It
my
records
voice-
right over to Streamlabs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So his voice was on the recording as like somebody just talking to me while I'm playing. Pretty much kept going like, "Oh my God, watch this! You have to watch this!" And
I would watch it and
Like, I
7 seconds
murder
later and
people.
20 seconds later I would go, "Oh, shit." Because it was on,
yeah, it was on a delay,
heavy
so
delay.
I could call
Yeah.
out
Heavy
stuff.
delay.
And then it did work though, switching it to 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it would glitch every now and again, and it would go back to 20.
Yeah, I was recording on Discord and Streamlabs at the same time, and then I had our Discord call open, and then I have my O.GG or U.GG, which is a League of Legends companion app that literally connects live to the game, lets you see the people you're playing against. You can click on their profile and see what their champs are good at, and you can all the information of the game. And then I have to have the actual recording app open, and then League of Legends and League of Legends client open. So there's like 8 million things running. So it might have been a little crazy going there, even with a decent setup.
Task manager breaking a sweat.
Oh, it was
Task
a
manager
lot.
breaking a
I need a
sweat.
third monitor at this point
His
because of
task
the amount of
manager's
stuff
just-
open.
Just shitting itself
Oh,
right now.
God.
Just, oh my God, what are you doing?
I don't even have one. It quit.
I quit.
It's just everything's just laying on the desktop. But League, yeah, it's pretty basic. I'm sure you could look it up if you really want to see what that is. If you don't know what it is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you.
It's been out a long
Look it up.
time.
It's
now.
been out. It's on season 12. It just started like a week-ish ago. 12th season. 12 years of the greatest MOBA of all time. But let's up past that one. Nobody wants to hear about League. Even though the new champ is awesome looking.
There's probably a lot of League players out there.
It's actually like one of the biggest played games still in the world after 12 years. And you can look that up. That's not even just a fan vouching.
Right.
It's
still kicking.
The esports is insane in that, and they go insane in Korea and China for it, and Europe and everywhere else. They go.
They got competitions for that shit.
They-
There's big money in that.
There is big money in it.
Worlds is the prize is usually something you don't even want to look at for people playing video games. And you're just like, well, I could have done that if I just started this game 10 years ago. But no.
Yep.
I've also been playing Apex Legends. Have either of you ever?
I've seen a lot of gameplay.
You watch me
I've
play
seen
that
it.
too.
I watch a lot of YouTube, so I watch a lot of YouTubers that I watch, like Grizzy and Smitty and Pezzy and all them. They play Apex.
It's a battle
Sometimes
royale.
they haven't been playing Apex lately. They've been playing a lot of Warzone, but
So
a lot of people go off with and they do it based on like, all right, a new character release. I'm gonna play this for a month. Oh, we got a new update in this game. I'm switching to that now. But it is first person shooter, very movement based battle royale. It's like Fortnite plus Call of Duty in a weird way.
yeah, I've definitely
basically.
seen gameplay for it. It does look interesting. I'm having a hard time personally getting into the battle royale games.
same here.
When they first came out, they were
understand that.
they were kind of cool. They were dope. But unfortunately, there came a point of oversaturation that happened a year or two after the fad
With Fortnite,
had started. Yeah, Fortnite had started.
Fortnite was the main culprit.
PUBG.
Fortnite
PUBG started it.
Apex's-
Fortnite perfected it.
in
Yeah.
Apex's defense, there's no building walls around yourself, which is the most obnoxious thing ever in a video game.
It's spastastic, is what
It
It's
is.
just-
It's
an
cool.
ADHD,
You memorize the
ADHD
button
riddled
combo.
kid's dream.
imagine shooting somebody with a sidearm, and all you see them do is, and they just start massive rapid building.
I've watched my brother do it like this. He can be like, oh look, I can do it closing my eyes. I can build a tower to the top of the map, and then alter it. Like, no, can I just shoot people, please? Can I just pick
I
a gun
don't
up
want
and
somebody to
shoot
turn into a
somebody?
fucking spider the moment I hit him with a bullet.
I do not
Yep.
need that type of anxiety in my life.
That's why I
of
stopped playing. 'Cause
building.
I was like,
I will play like The Sims if I want to build a house. All right.
I've
Anything
played The
else.
Sims 4.
it's like the Fallout 4 building mechanics on crack.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like-
Have either of you played The Sims 4?
I
Oh yes.
think my wife has.
Yes.
I haven't.
And
It's a PC game.
there's-
I've tried to play it
oh,
on console.
yes.
It's a PC game.
There's-
You need a mouse and keyboard.
there is enough add-ons for that game to last a lifetime, and some of them are amazing. Like the magic one is really cool, actually. Like all the special effects you can do, but for all of its glory, The Sims 4 is still broken beyond belief.
Oh, absolutely. But it's
The-
a Sims game.
They
It's
just
supposed
light
to be.
themselves on fire and leave food on the ground all
The
day
Sims
long.
3 is like
It's-
that, and I
it's what
love
makes
The
it
Sims
good.
3.
Yeah.
I tried to play Sims 3 Pets. That game is so unbelievably broken. It's
Oh, yikes.
unplayable. It's literally unplayable.
It's pretty much Sims. The Sims, they are going to come out with a new one soon. Also, just like Grand Theft Auto, I hope soon.
Mm.
And then that'll be something amazing. And for the last game I've been playing, realistically, I play way too much stuff, but is Path of Exile. I started that
You told
recently.
me about that.
How
That
is
is
that?
that is Diablo on crack, and then the crackhead playing Diablo then ventures into hallucinogens.
Basically.
It's the
Okay.
the skill tree. I showed Carl the skill tree, and it
It's a map. It's
looks
not
like
a tree, it's a
circuit
map.
board.
Oh
It
my
looks like a
God.
circuit board. Yeah, it's not a skill
It looks
tree.
like a roadmap.
Yes, it is. It
Is
is 2,000
gigantic.
dots.
Are you capped, or can you get it all?
You can get it. You can literally max out your magic using abilities and become the greatest sorcerer ever, and then start building to become a fighter as your sorcerer.
Okay.
You can eventually, if you grind enough, beat every class and everything.
I was gonna say because I really despise when games like they level cap you, so you only have so many skill points, and you have to choose certain skill trees.
Like Fallout,
No, Fallout. You can keep going.
New Vegas.
New
Yeah.
New
New
Vegas and
limits
3.
you hard.
Yeah, you are.
Especially if you
limited.
don't have any of the DLC. And if you have the DLC, it's only a 10 level bump up.
Right.
Mhm.
So
So
you can only get to 50.
they did fix that with 4 though. You can keep going.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I think you have to
It's
be-
completely uncapped.
I think you have
I've
to be
gotten to
256.
200 before.
They're I am not 100% the level cap, but I know it's insanely high, and people still grinding this game that have been grinding it since it came out for years. It's
which I don't understand.
it's because they have a lot of events and a lot of custom stuff you can get, and it's that whole
Oh, are
world
you talking
where you
about
buy
Path of Exile?
yeah, you can buy stuff, and it's like worth
sorry.
real money. Still, you
I
know,
was- I was still
like
on
it's
Fallout
super
4.
rare.
I have to get it all. I have to become the ultimate
Oh
exile.
god, dude, I
Which you
can't
can
even.
basically do.
I can't even begin to think how long that would take to actually 100% Path of Exile.
It has an in-game economy to where the players can trade with each other.
I like that.
And you don't just use like gold though. You use all the specific base materials to make everything that's important.
I will trade you 3 wood for that sword you have.
in a way.
Plus,
in a way, yeah.
plus my favorite chicken.
That possibly actually that's possible. I think.
I watched him play it. It's literally a Diablo clone.
Yeah, it's
From a gameplay perspective,
that's what it was. It's a 100%.
it's got really good graphics.
Hacking. Oh yeah, it's a little dark, but on purpose. At least in the worlds that I've been, I'm sure it goes to the next level. But
I'm pretty sure I still have it installed. I just haven't played it.
it's definitely worth a go. It's from what I've heard of this game and why I started it is it's one of the best games to play in between playing games. Like you grind in this for a week, and you play the game you've been waiting to play for that just came out, and you do that, and then you go back to Path, next event or whatever, and you keep you building up like a character to have in the game in the future. It's a lot of story also, which you would very much appreciate.
Yeah, story's good.
A lot of story, a lot of side quests, a lot of doing your own thing, but like also in a MMO perspective, you can do stuff with other people and you can like talk to other people. They're there in like the towns in real time and everything. So it's pretty interesting the way you can do like co-op missions together and all that fun stuff. But those 3, besides jumping on Minecraft once in a while.
Oh yeah, Minecraft always.
My Pokemon Go, I'll open my gifts and catch something every once in a while. You know, nothing too crazy, but that's pretty much what I've been getting into.
So Michael.
So, I've already mentioned Battlefield.
Yeah. Battlefield
I'm just gonna
2042.
I'm just gonna recap on that
I'm
real
still
quick.
skeptical.
I still want to get it. I am actually 99% sure I will have this game, but I just don't know when.
My biggest complaint right now is the tanks. They are weird. Like they seem to have.
Their physics doesn't work properly.
I wouldn't say their physics. There's something about their health that really bothers me, though.
Too much or too little?
Too little.
Too little. Sometimes it looks like both, but most of the time it's too little. You know.
Well, it doesn't
Did this
matter when you
guy
got an
just
F-35 that just crashes right into you.
Did this guy just kill me with his assault rifle? Did he just blow my tank up with a grenade? One grenade?
There's some balancing issues that go on.
Battlefield 4 did it right.
Battlefield 4 and 3 both did it right. I'd even argue for the time periods they're set in, Battlefield 1 and 5 both got it right.
Why didn't they just take what they did right and just transfer it? Why did they have to do something new?
They did release them really close together, didn't they?
Yeah, wasn't Battlefield 5 was the last one that they released, but I don't know how many vehicles that one had. Did that one have any like tanks?
One had old school tanks, and they made them the way they did intentionally.
So you can't just jump in a Tiger tank and just steamroll everything.
So Battlefield 1 takes place during World War One, and they intentionally. This was actually kind of cool in my opinion. They intentionally made the tanks mildly ineffective but still deadly. The tracks would get caught in mud. That was
just
one of
like
the physics.
the way it used to be.
Correct. Battlefield 5, we start to see more of the tank physics and the tank behaviors that we are accustomed to. Obviously, there were a couple of drawbacks that they did intentionally to keep it kind of balanced, but I never felt like a tank had too little health or too much health.
It was a tank. It was supposed to be
Correct.
big and be able to take a lot of damage.
Simultaneously, the nuke tubes, particularly the armor-piercing nuke tube, meant for vehicles, does not do anything against tanks. So you have this balancing issue with the tanks, where they don't have enough health, but they also need to work on the anti-vehicle weapons a
The-
little
the
bit.
weapons that
to
are designed
balance it
to
all.
combat these vehicles
Yeah.
don't work.
Yeah, they're kind of useless. I have no complaints against the air vehicles.
So that's
yet.
basically what you're saying. Is they just
Right.
don't work.
So that's my biggest complaint. Most of my other complaints have been fixed. The hitbox was fixed. The frame rate was fixed. At least for current gen.
Everybody needs good frames.
Absolutely, especially
If I don't have good frames, I don't want to play it.
especially the older consoles. But we mostly touched on that, so I'll move on. I recently picked up, and this game came out kind of under the radar for me. Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries.
That sounds like a mobile game.
It is not.
I've played like, or is it like a Armored Core esque? Like
Yes.
You're all right.
Yeah. So if
That was one of my favorite games in PlayStation 2, I think, something like that. The one I played.
they've been teasing a new Armored Core. I don't know if you heard about that.
That could be interesting. The custom making your own robot to fight in like these arena battles was so much fun to me. It was just really
The
cool. way you
PS1
could do
era
it.
was.
It
was
was
nice.
when you could like 1v1 in like that, and it was like a weird robot fight, but like you got to make this crazy mech to battle with.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Mech Warrior 5 is of the mecha genre. Basically, you're a pilot, and you pilot these giant mechs, and you fight like these battles. You know, they
So
got
kind of like Titanfall, but with less.
Um,
ground.
I actually never got into Titanfall, so I couldn't tell you. It's got its own style. You don't have a health bar. Kind of like in older titles, you actually have like kind of like an armor system. So when you go into battle, you know, you fight tanks, you fight vehicles, you fight VTOLs, you fight other mechs. Usually the maps they seem to be procedurally generated.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It's kind of cool because like you have a map where there'll be like a fortress you have to defend, or you have to assassinate somebody hiding in a small city, and you can just lay waste to some of these buildings. Hell, you can walk through these buildings and they'll just collapse at your feet. Like it's super cool. If I had a complaint, if I'm being honest about that game, it would be that it's really open world, whereas older titles had a much more linear storyline. It's not bad. The multiplayer is actually pretty solid. Occasionally on the client side, the world will glitch where it won't load. But it's weird because it's not a mainstream game, and I can tell, but it's definitely fun. You know,
It's a roguelike, right? In a way.
I don't know.
Like
if it's
is it a different enemies, different level every time you play, and it's kind of like a permadeath situation. Once you die, you have to like go back.
So in single player, you could actually switch between your different mechs because in Mercenaries, you own a mercenary company, and you can hire pilots and buy mechs or salvage mechs to basically outfit your crew. In multiplayer, you can have AI friendlies and your friends and play together. Now, what's really cool is although somebody's the host, you can actually go in as a client, take your buddy's mech, say like you favor one. Like when I play online, I usually play as a Jenner, which is a light mech. I outfit it.
That is sad that after you said that, I was just like, I've heard that name before in mech games, literally in mech games.
Didn't want to say anything, but now I recognized it too.
Just like,
Yep.
wow, that's been in more than one mech game for
Oh
sure.
boy.
Well, that's
So-
what they're called, Jenners. Once we get them in real life, that's what they're
Yep.
going to be called.
Let's not discuss that.
Real life mech warriors.
That'd be kind of dope, though, wouldn't it?
We're running out of time, boys.
That's all right. We'll make this quick. So, you know, you can take your buddy's mech, and I usually ask first, like, hey, man, mind if I customize this? Yeah, no problem. And you can put a work order in to customize the mech as you see fit with armor and weapons and all kinds of stuff. Each mech's kind of unique with its weapon slots, so you can find one that works for you and go with from there.
Now, is this PC or console?
Both.
Or both?
Crossplay. It's very much crossplay, which I thought was
Crossplay is
interesting.
always good.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, I mean it's cheap, like $30. I think
Is it third person or is it an RTS?
both. So when you can stay in the cockpit, or you can use the drone view, which I typically use, and it's like a third person over the shoulder kind of thing. It's actually kind of neat. I would look it up.
Oh, so it's first person.
It's first person, but you can use third person.
So it's a lot like Titanfall.
You could do both.
Which can you exit the mech suit, or do you have to stay in there the entire time?
Technically, Titanfall would be a lot like Mech Warrior.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, but
the
Titanfall
originals.
allowed you to get out and actually run around and
yeah,
do stuff.
yeah.
Titanfall is actually pretty fun.
Mech
game.
Warrior is actually a
The
part of
Titans had their own autopilot mode, which I found great.
Yeah, there's no autopilot. In
That
this
game is from. What's that actually from?
That's from. God.
Yeah,
I know what
like,
you're talking about.
yeah,
I
which one?
heard about it.
Like Titanfall is attached
It's
to another
part of
game.
It's part of a bigger universe.
Yes, it's a big. It's
So is Mech Warrior. It's not BattleTech, is it?
I would Google that.
yeah, I kind of want
Because
to
now
know.
I'm
like,
really
yeah,
confused.
it's kind of hurting my brain.
It'd be kind of wild if it was the same universe.
That would be cool.
Because I think
It might be.
Mech Warrior is actually based off of a war game, if I'm not mistaken, like a tabletop universe.
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I'm trying to think of what else, because we are running out of time here.
Yeah, it's 10 after 5.
The only other game I've been playing this week, at least, would be Deep Rock Galactic.
I've seen ads for that. I'm not into those types of games.
Interesting.
By the way, Titanfall made by the same person as Apex Legends. That's it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's nice to know.
I'm trying to think where I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so Deep Rock Galactic. It's a co-op game. It's kind of like a weird Minecraft-y kind of thing where you show up in a cave that's procedurally generated, and you have to mine resources in the walls. Now it's got a little more to it than that. There are missions where you have to like recover things and defend hacking modules and things of that nature. It is class-based. You get to work on your classes, and you can have skill trees and all those fun little things. If I had a word for it, it's kind of goofy,
Yeah.
but fun. It's definitely a nice co-op game to play if you and your boys just want to hang out and kill some alien bugs. So if you ever get that itch to like, man, I want to kill aliens, but like, I don't know which game to play with that today. It's not a bad one.
Halo.
I mean, sure, you got Halo, but if you're on PlayStation, you don't have Halo. Actually, it's funny. I think Deep Rock actually started on, I think it was either PC or Xbox or both, but it's free to play. I think it's free to play this month on PlayStation. I mean, basically,
This program's starting to act weird.
it's starting to act weird.
It's starting to act weird.
That's all right. I mean, like, it's not a bad game. So basically, you're a bunch of dwarves, and you're mining on an alien planet. And you got different classes like the driller. He's got drills that drill faster than the wall. You have the scout who basically flares up an entire area. The gunner is basically a gunner with a minigun. He's got a.
Did you figure it out?
Apex
got it?
Legends is actually the spin-off of Titanfall.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I heard about. Yeah.
Apex Legends is the people without their titans, basically.
That's cool.
Huh.
But Apex is also class-based and like special ability-based, so it gets pretty crazy in that sense. But that's the answer.
That's that.
The
Yeah, I do
essence, yeah.
remember hearing about that.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice.
All right, so we should probably wrap up here.
Yep. Alrighty.
Well, this has been Land of the Lost, the first episode. You've heard it here and seen it here first. Hopefully we managed to get the video to work and we can upload it to YouTube and all that. But it might be on Spotify and SoundCloud and
We'll have a much cleaner
Apple Podcasts.
A different. It'll be put together slightly different next time, but not.
it'll be a lot more professional.
Yeah, this is a good test though. This is a good test.
That's
for
all right. It was fun, and we did really. I think for a first time, just walking in, I think we did pretty good.
Sure. Oh no, I think
Yeah.
actually did great. There wasn't too much not too much dead air. There you go. And that's the
There was
important
there
thing.
was a few parts, but
It's
that can be edited down.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna
That's fine.
happen, but the less of that, the cleaner the edit. Will
We also
be.
did go off on a bunch of tangents about different things like porn and weed and all that.
Tangents are good.
But yeah, we'll hope to see you next time here on Land of the Lost.
Ladies and
I've
gentlemen,
been-
this has been Land of the Lost.
Always likes to do the intros and outros now.
Go for it.
I'm Carl. That's Calvin. That's Michael. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.